Hey Vedad, how's it going? So I'm going to do a quick breakdown of the images that you submitted yesterday. But first, I want to start with this image because this demonstrates so many reasons why I'm proud of you guys right now. First off, from Elizabeth and Calabaza, your note on this was exactly dead spot on, which is what I was going to give, which is that on this fill side underneath, we need a little bit more maybe not necessarily specularity because there may not be specularity in this, but just a little bit of value difference in here just to hit some of these cool grid shapes on the object so we can kind of hit that up because right now from here over to here this is looking a little bit flat, and I would just like to see some variation in there, maybe even some rim coming down this side to separate it off from the background. But that was amazing that both Calabaza and Elizabeth made that note because that shows you that you don't need to be an industry professional working for 20, 30 years to know how to give notes. And for that, you should know that too when you're talking to your friend that, and use this as an example for your own work. I don't mean to scold him because he's just being protective of the work that he created, but you need to be open to feedback from a wide variety of sources, right? Always listen to people. You don't always have to act on the feedback that you're getting, but listen to people. You would be shocked at the places where good feedback comes from. We've had multiple instances where somebody who just started gave a note on a film that I've worked on and has completely changed the course, the sequence of the film itself. Even in my own work, just friends and loved ones in my life that don't know anything about this stuff will be like, hey, that looks kind of weird that looks like that. And you're like, oh my gosh, you're totally right. Or wouldn't it be cool if this happened? So always be willing to listen to people, because it's not like any of us are, like we're not done. Like Jasmine and I have been doing this for years, but we're still learning every single day, and we're still constantly learning new techniques and new workflows and just new ways of being better artists every day. So always remain open to that. Okay, but now I kind of want to get into some of the details of some of these other shots. So the biggest one, I just kind of want to step through a few of these here, is that they are well lit in that you can see everything, but I think that a lot of these shots are missing two of the three kind of core elements of the qualities of a well lit shot, and that would mostly be directing the viewer's eye and also like kind of generally creating a mood, because there is some good shaping going on. There's not a lot of super flat areas, but I just want to start off with this hallway shot to begin with. The main thing I assume that we want to see is this door right in here, but if you look, it's kind of universally illuminated. And as a viewer who is looking at this, I'm not exactly sure where I want my eye to go. So if it is in fact this door, we want to figure out a way to vignette it a little bit more. We want to darken these areas around the outside and just kind of really center it in. And if it was me, I would create like an overhead light source kind of a thing that's just kind of shining down here and pocketing up on the ground and then back up this way. Maybe not quite that narrow, but really something to kind of focus our attention in. Go ahead and just kind of do that real quick. So if we just kind of darken this area around the outside, and then kind of soften these edges, don't really see it. And this will really allow us an opportunity to kind of start to focus in. I mean, this is super ghetto, but you can start to see like even just this little bit of darkening around the edges can really help us focus in towards the back. So creating a nice vignetting of this backspace would really be beneficial. And then additionally, like just kind of helping emphasize the mood a little bit, because right now it's very, it's feeling a little sterile. Like I'm not quite sure what the emotional element that I'm going to be leading into. Is it going to be happy, joyous, fun, entertaining? Is it scary? Is it nighttime? Is there something ominous happening in the room? I think that we can do a lot more here to kind of push that mood a little bit. And then let's see. And now we've got, let's see if we can actually, I'll go through some reference while I'm doing these too. So yeah, you can see kind of like hallway stuff, like the way that this bright light of the room is actually drawing the eye back this way. We can see, again, just a lot of specularity on the walls too. That would be something that I would hit on, is that we're not really seeing a lot of like specular hits, especially in this wallpaper. you would definitely be seeing that. And then just having a sense of an overhead lighting it, because right now, like, I'm not really sure where the light sources are coming from. They seem to be coming off from back behind camera, but in reality, in a hallway like this, they would be coming from the ceiling, like generally top down. So I would focus on that, and then using that top down light again to kind of focus the viewer's eye back towards the back of the image there. Let's go into, I want to go into this bedroom one. So again, there's some good shaping going on here. We've got value differences falling off from light to dark over here. We've got some interesting things happening in the ceiling there. But a couple elements that I wanted to point out that I really think could be improved upon is that, again, all the action kind of happens back here at the desk. And there's more that we can do to really bring the viewer's eye back to that desk. Number one is that I think we could, and again, this looks like it's something for a client, it's a commercial, but for me, I would eliminate this overhead light. It's not really doing us any favors. It's kind of half on, half off, where we can see the bulb and it's bright-ish, like it looks like it's on, but if you're seeing a light bulb, that thing's gonna glow, man. Like, it's gonna be super bright, and you're not gonna be able to read these edges of it, and it's going to be very, very bright. And then it's also gonna cast light onto the ground here. We're not really seeing that. So I would turn that off, because again, it's just kind of living on the edge of the frame as well. And so I think opening that up would be good. And then using this light source as our, because right now there's four lamps in the scene. There's like 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And I think we could probably eliminate one of those guys. So what I would do is I would keep it off, I guess, and then just really allow this one on to focus the light on the table here. And that way that kind of set the stage of us moving in. Now, if you wanted to keep those lights on and this lampshade on, we really need to feel the light sources. Like, I mean, you can see the shape coming up here, but like, I'm not seeing the lampshade glow at all. Like, that lampshades don't block light entirely. There is some translucency there and light kind of popping through there. So we'd really allow that. So if you're, again, like, gonna look at some reference here, you know, you would see like this type of thing, this like pocket of light happening here, and then darkness in the surrounding areas. Again, glowing lampshade as these lights fall down, glowing lampshade there, same thing there, and just kind of get a feeling. So this is a little bit over exaggerated of what we're trying to do, but trying to create a pocket of light in this desk area and allowing the areas around it to fall off, so we can really just focus in there. Now, same deal as we get in closer, right? This lamp is going to be the thing that would be driving the light from here to here and allowing the area back behind it to fall off a little bit. So like all this stuff back here would go into darkness and just allow us to really kind of focus in on the main bit of attraction. So it looks like it's these guys flying around. So I would turn everything else off and allow us to really get in on the cause the action, like these guys here, by creating the darker background, allowing them to pop forward. A couple other just like nitty gritty things about this. The dark levels on the base of this lamp feel extraordinarily dark as compared to anything else in the scene. It feels like it's slightly different. Like the blacks in this print magazine don't even really get down to that level, and that's underneath the light source. So this light again would be shining down, glowing up. You saw the reference of the bare light bulb. We wouldn't be seeing this edge. We wouldn't, like, it would all just be kind of glowy and bright, and not able to create this level of darkness. This screen is pretty cool, but it looks like we're losing stuff off the side of it there. So I don't know the story going on here, but that screen feels a little, it feels like it's not quite mapped properly. So I would just look into that. And also, like, we would just feel a lot more of the influence of this stuff. Like, you would feel a glow of this television screen onto the table there, and then you'd feel more of the glow of this light. Like, it would be bright around this base and then falling off more and more as we're going away from it. So that would be my main thing. And then slash out here. So same deal here. Creating, like, because again, we've already established it in the other shots. We've got the focus on the globe, allowing the background to get a little bit darker. This is really beautiful shaping going on over here. I just do want to point that out. Like, this subtle bit of warmth coming in and twisting around the speck on that. That's looking excellent. And then the other thing would be like this. I would then use, in this shot, this light glow to create a glow kind of surrounding back behind these guys a little bit, because what we're having right now is a little bit of a problem, specifically of reading these letters and reading these words. It's a really tricky one, right? Because you've got orange warm numbers and letters against the package design, and we're using depth of field to create a separation there. But I think we can go a little bit further, because again, there's a lot of let's call it small shapes in there, a lot of like clustery things, and it's just making it really, really hard to read those. So I would create a glow, and that glow would allow the dark PlayStation to pop forward, and also create some separation points for the letters to pop forward too. So that would be my main breakdown of this. Again, I'll just kind of go through them. So from the outside, just focusing in on getting a read on the door so we can really focus in and zero in on where we're heading. Because again, it's like, it feels like, and I don't know the cut order of this, that you start outside the room, you move through the door, then you hit this shot. And again, you want it all just to be center focus. So you want to just like lead the viewer down this path, right down the middle of the frame, until you get to the desk. And then once you're at the desk, everything zeroes in on the individual desk itself. The light comes in here, so all this centering has gotten us there. Allow everything else to fall off, because that doesn't matter. I don't really care what's going on back here, because all the action's happening here. So allow that light to set the stage there, and then again, just like create a little bit of glow on this side, because again, we can get away with a little bit more glow here and more brightness and more like, more of the light bulb going crazy, and then allowing that to pop forward a little bit. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions at all. Oh, one last thing. I would just watch out for, it looks like there's wallpaper on the ceiling here. I think that's pretty cool. I've never seen that before, so I might actually steal that idea for something in my own home, but just something to be aware of there. But yeah, so there's a lot of good elements here. Definitely a lot of, like I said, good shaping, a lot of really cool lighting going on. I like the asymmetry of the curtain and kind of the glow from behind the curtain. There's some good stuff happening there, but I think that we can do more to focus on the 3 Ys of lighting: the directing the viewer's eye, the creating the mood, and then we can do a little bit more to create some more visual shaping and getting things to read. All right, if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks again. Happy lighting.